I will sing you a song, and it won't be very long, about a maiden sweet, and she never would do wrong. Everyone said she was pretty, she was not long in the city, all alone, oh what a pity, poor little maid. She never saw the streets of Cairo, on the midway she had never strayed, she never saw the coochie coochie, poor little country maid.
The year is 1848. Industrialism is at its peak, and so too are the many dead or maimed that have fallen victim to its factories and work sites. Wages have been poor throughout the 19th century. People work long hours, often with few or short breaks, toiling away with heavy machinery or otherwise hard labor. People scrape by, but they are far from satiated. No, they are more focused on a new system. The rise of industrialism and its coinciding nature with the destitution of its workers paved the way for a new ideology. The Manifesto of the Communist Party was first published in 1848, outlining the new policies of a succinct communist platform, and within it, the populist platform that included the abolition of private property and the bourgeoisie class of owners. Elsewhere in the world, where people lived on the outskirts of the industrial society, grew another form of populist rhetoric. Termed as the agrarian populist in the United States, they were first widely represented by the minor third party of the Greenbacks, then later on by the People's Party, colloquially known as the Populist Party. The Populists were, among many things, large supporters of the 8-hour workweek, the furtherment of protections to lower classes of economic security, including free silver, as well as the establishment of progressive tax rates. The Populist Party would contest the 1892 presidential election in the United States and would win 8.6% of the popular vote, as well as 22 electoral votes, carrying several states. The Populists showed one of the most successful third-party runs in American history, and it got the attention of the two major parties. In the election after 1892, the 1896 presidential election, the Democrats met at their national convention to select their candidate. The Democratic frontrunner, William Jennings Bryan, gave his famous Across of Gold speech, in which he ended it with, "You shall not press down upon the brow of labor this crown of thorns. You shall not crucify mankind upon a cross of gold." Bryan disavowed the gold standard, supporting the populist position of the free silver movement. The Populist Party would end up backing William Jennings Bryan, the Democratic nominee, in the 1896 presidential election, and the Democrats, in turn, would absorb much of the populist rhetoric. Not to be outdone, the Republicans would slowly begin absorbing more progressive platforms, spurring on the Progressive Era, to which most of their platform was enshrined in law. Elsewhere in Europe, socialists would take power as members of the governing coalition following the 1902 legislative elections in France, and they would stay there for over a decade. Elsewhere in Russia, the February Revolution would give power over to the Provisional Government in 1917, one led by the Social Democrats, and later that same year to Vladimir Lenin and his Communist Bolsheviks, spawning the Soviet Union. Though their powers have long since waned since the First World War, their policies did not. Many of the policies of the old socialists became mainstays in the modern world. In the United States, public education and the 8-hour workweek became pillars, while later additions included Social Security. Meanwhile, in Europe, they gained universal health care and a robust public transit systems all across the continent. Though in the shadows of the former communist bloc, including Russia, lies vast poverty, in it of a result of totalitarianism and its takeovers of their multiple states. The world has evolved since the times of the old populist-left in the turn of the 20th century, though the problems in the world that spawned them into being are seemingly back. Wealth inequality is more dire than ever. Corporations have begun consolidating themselves into mass conglomerates. Populist and nationalist ideas have become mainstays in the media, and the trust in the government is at historic lows. So, perhaps instead of just looking into the past, we are also seeing the possibilities that the future has in store for us ahead.
He was much better far than Trilby. Lots of morning sorry will be if they don't try to keep away from this poor little country maid. He never saw the streets of Cairo and the midway. He had never strayed. He never saw the coochie coochie. Poor little country